Greetings and salutations. I'm Skipper the 14th, and welcome back to another episode of the Test of Time Metaseries. In the last episode, we finished up our game in Civ 3 as England, winning a domination victory after taking on half of the other players in the game. And in this episode, we will continue England's journey through the Metaseries by playing in Civilization 4. Now, this game is going to be very similar to the last game. I mean, obviously, we're going to be playing as England again, but um, this game, I am also going to be playing on an archipelago map because, England in Civ 4 isn't necessarily geared towards the ocean more than other civs are, like it is in basically the other three games. Civs 3, 5, and 6 all give England some direct bonus to naval warfare or colonization or things like that. But Civ 4 doesn't do that. At least like not directly. Doesn't really give like a lot. There are like not a lot of civs have like naval bonuses. There's um Netherlands and Portugal who have unique boat improvements and unique buildings that give bonus yields to water tiles. Actually, now that I think about it, interesting that their kits are kind of similar. And the Vikings have their own unique sort of naval themed improvement. Um, replaces the lighthouse, I think, and it gives naval units like a free promotion that makes them faster. And they also and their unique unit, while it's not a ship, it has the amphibious promotion, so like it doesn't get any penalties from attacking from from a land coast from a water tile onto a land tile. Um, and I think Carthage, their unique building is like a harbor replacement. Um, but that isn't necessarily um, that like bonus isn't necessarily geared towards like having a navy. It's more just so geared towards having coastal cities. There might be more like civ indirect civ bonuses related to the ocean. Um, and if so, I will put them on screen now. Future me will at least. Um, but Civ 4 doesn't really have a seafaring trait like Civ 3 did. Um, there are traits that benefit having a lot of coastal cities, but there's nothing that like benefits ships. There's nothing that like makes them faster. There's nothing that makes them cheaper. There's nothing that makes them stronger. At least like outside of mods, but within the realm of mods, anything is really possible. But all that to say that England does not necessarily have any naval bonus in Civ 4. The unique unit isn't even a ship in Civ 4. It's the Redcoat, which is a replacement for the Rifleman, um, which is technically the only game in the series where England's unique unit is the Redcoat. In Civ 6, the red coat is a unit, but it's strictly available to Queen Victoria. If you play as, say, Eleanor of Aquitaine or Queen Elizabeth or Queen Victoria's alter ego, which is a thing we will get to when we get to Civ 6, you don't get the red coat. So it's just like Queen Victoria. Um, I believe they call it Age of Empires. Victoria has the red coat. So technically speaking, it's not England's unique unit; it's Victoria's unique unit. That being said, I'm still going to play on an archipelago map, and full disclosure for the rest of the meta series, I'm going to be playing all four of these games on archipelago maps because the last four games we played were all on very well, not necessarily on like land heavy maps, but I played Civ 3 on, I think it was a continents map. Wasn't a lot of like naval play there. I just kind of took over my continent and then like a little island and then left it at that. Civ 4, again, I just kind of took over my continent and left the rest of the world. Um, Civ 5, again, kind of stuck to myself. Just I think it's Civ 5 I had like one coastal city, and then Civ 6 I played on the Seven Seas map, which generally speaking has it's kind of like the opposite of a continents map where it's like a bunch of land with some small seas in it. So figured having some naval play would be fun. You know, having a series. You know, also having a theme. You know, a running theme beyond just playing as England every time. Um, and I thought it was fitting for England in general because you know they were where they are an island nation. You know they had a foothold on every continent. You know they were famous for their navy, which was a big factor in their success. So yeah, we're gonna be playing this game and the next two games on an archipelago map, and I'm also going to shoot for a domination victory each time since we didn't that was the only victory we didn't get um, with Rome. Um, I did do like two or three full domination games with Rome, but the recording in Civ 6, but the recordings I was having trouble with OBS, and a lot of the footage is really like hard to use. So um, I just went for science with Rome again because I just wanted it to be over. So um, and more than enough waffling. Let's get down to obviously who we're going to be playing as. We're going to be playing as England, but in Civ 4, took me a second to remember which game we're playing. England has three leaders. Um, so as I mentioned in Rome's Civ 4 series, Civ 4 has multiple leaders for many of the civs, not for every civ. I don't know what the ratio is to like civs with multiple leaders versus civs with only one. I'll make future me do that math and put it up on screen again. Love you, future me. Um, but England has three of them, and actually, if I can exit this menu and just show you in the Civilopedia, which will be easier, we can go to Civilizations. We can go to English Empire. We can see the three leaders of England. We have Winston Churchill, who is charismatic and protective. We have Queen Elizabeth, who is philosophical and financial, and we have Victoria, who is financial and imperialistic. So two financial leaders. Elizabeth is widely considered like her trait pairing is generally considered one of, if not the best, trait pairing in the game. I don't necessarily think it's the best. I think that might be Inca's leader, who we will get to shortly. But it's up there, and that's largely due to financial. We didn't see financial in Rome's game because both of Rome's leaders were well, neither of them had the financial trait. Um, Financial in this game is blatantly overpowered. It's the equivalent of agricultural in Civ 3 in terms of power level, and we haven't seen agricultural yet in Civ 3 either. We will eventually. We will have multiple civs on the list who are agricultural, so we will definitely see its power when we get there. But it's a very simple bonus. It only does one thing. It gives you one extra commerce on any tile that has at least two commerce on it already. And that's like base commerce. So like if you're in a golden, like if you have a tile with one commerce on it and it gets an extra commerce from a golden age, I don't believe it will get a third commerce from financial. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It's like if it has two commerce like by itself, it'll get an extra one. So that is nuts because it's very easy to get tiles with at least two commerce on it. That is not a very high bar to pass. Like coastal tiles in for example start with two commerce. I believe we can go over to base terrain, coast. Yeah, they start with two commerce. So every coastal tile for a financial leader will already be giving you 50% more commerce than they would already. Um, and obviously that's like a smaller it's not as like not as impactful when the tile in question already has a lot of commerce on it. Like if it has 7 commerce on it, one extra isn't like as big of a deal. But when, especially in the early game, when all of your tiles are only giving like 2 or 3 commerce, having one extra on all of those tiles is nuts. And the reason having all the extra commerce is a big deal is because commerce is translated directly into science, from the beginning of the game. It's also later on in the game, once you research more technology, you can invest it into culture and you can invest it into espionage, which I don't do. I just don't like espionage. But yeah. So this is basically like a 50%. Well, not necessarily like a 50%, but it's a substantial boost to your science, and you just get it for free. Like you don't have to activate the ability; it just happens automatically. As soon as a tile has 2 commerce, you get an extra one for free. So it's totally, it's out of line almost. So yeah, Churchill loses the fight amongst these three, not just because he doesn't have financial, the best trait in the game, but because what he does have is charismatic, which is all right. It's a decent trait, not bad by any means, but also not great. You get 1 free happiness for every city. You need less experience to promote a unit in combat, so like if a unit needed 5 experience to promote, now or if a unit needed 4 experience to get a promotion, now it only needs 3. And you get 1 happiness from a monument and 1 from a broadcast tower. That last part of the bonus is kind of wishy washy because monuments go obsolete once you hit astronomy, I think it is, and then broadcast towers come at like the end of the game. So it's like, both of those. The first one's like only and like unless you're charismatic or you have like a unique monument replacement, you're probably not going to be building a lot of monuments anyway. So like that part you can basically ignore. Having the extra free happiness per city is pretty good because happiness is it's a soft cap on your city's growth, a lot like health is, but happiness is actually like a lot harder of a cap than health is. Like health will slow down your city's growth. Um, happiness will like straight up stop it if it's too low. And you might even get like bad events happening in your city. So the free happiness is nice. Especially if like you're having trouble with like war weariness or if you didn't spawn near a lot of luxuries or whatever. However, his other trait is protective, which is why they consider it to be the worst trait in the game. Not because it's like detrimental in any way. None of the traits in Civ 3 or Civ 4 are like actively detrimental. Like they give you something, but they are like their opportunity cost, I guess you could consider, is somewhat detrimental because instead of having a good trait, you're stuck with protective. What protective does is that it gives a free promotion to archery and gunpowder units. Actually, gives 2 of them: city garrison 1 and drill 1. So all of your archers, crossbows, longbowmen, and then any gunpowder unit will be stronger inside of a city, and will get like a was it like a free strike or a free hit? It has a chance to, at least with drill. None of those promotions are great. Like none of those promotions are going to win you the game. Um, and they also get double production speed of walls and castles. Walls are already like really cheap, especially if you have stone. Um, and like walls don't really do anything outside of protecting your city. And they go obsolete. Um, I think at gunpowder or rifling, one of the two. And then castles, they do give your cities an extra trade route, which is nice, but you need to have built walls in order to build the castles, and the castles also go obsolete once you hit economics. Um, and their both of their defensive bonuses go away at either gunpowder or rifling because gunpowder units completely ignore the bonus that walls and castles give. So um, yeah, that bonus is pretty short lived. It's not very helpful. The Like the extra city garrison is nice, like it makes your cities harder to take, but you can't like necessarily force an engagement in your city. Like you can't like force an AI to attack your city. Like you can bait them into attacking your city, but you can't like uh make them attack your city. Like there's nothing you have to like you have to wait for them to attack you. And like if an AI is attacking your city, then you're already like on the back foot. You're already kind of not necessarily losing, but you're already at some kind of disadvantage because they've managed to get into your land and are like assaulting your city. So it's like, it's a bonus that like isn't the best to begin with, and it only comes in like in very specific situations where like you're already kind of at a disadvantage, and in that situation all it kind of does is like it mitigates that disadvantage somewhat. Like it makes your units a little better in that situation. And it's only for certain units, you know. So yeah, like I said, it's not bad. Like it's not an active detriment to your empire. Like you could argue that the Iroquois Longhouse in Civ 5 is because of how they because of how it compares to the workshop that it replaces. We won't be playing the Iroquois for this, or the Haudenosaunee, I should say, for this series because they're only in 3 and 5. Interestingly enough, they're not in 4 or in 6. Um, but yeah, like protective isn't a detriment, but it is like basically like a dead trait. Like it's if you're playing a leader with protective, you're basically playing a leader who only has one trait, because it's like so inconsequential. Um, needless to say, we will not be playing as Churchill, even though this is the only game where Churchill is a playable leader without mods. Um, so we will be playing as either Elizabeth or Victoria. And we already played as Elizabeth, and we will be playing as Elizabeth again for Civ 5. So, based on that argument alone, we could make an argument for Victoria. But the argument I'm going to be making for Victoria is that since, Elizabeth and Victoria both have financial, so either way we'll be getting that bonus. But my argument towards Victoria is that she has the imperialistic trait. Now, we visited the imperialistic trait with Rome. Both of their leaders have the imperialistic trait. That's kind of like their common thread. Yeah, they're both imperialistic. So, uh, but the thing is, with archipelago maps, is that the AI is a lot less like land grabby on archipelago maps than it is on continents maps. Like it just has a hard time like navigating the waters basically. Like if you have like a full land map, then the eye can place cities to its heart content. But once as soon as it has to put them on a boat, then suddenly it wires get crossed. It doesn't do as well. So having that extra production towards the settlers to like be able to use your superior human intellect to grab up that land a little faster will be better. And I just think that imperialistic will be more of a boon to us on this map than philosophical will be. Philosophical is good. You get 100, basically get double great person points, which is kind of nuts. And you also build universities in half the time, which is whatever. It's a thing. But yeah, it's a pretty good bonus. But I think for the purposes of this game, we will be playing as Queen Victoria, and yeah, I'm also going to turn barbarians off for this game. I had them on for the Rome game, I believe. Actually, no, I know for a fact we did. Um, but on an archipelago map, barbarians are going to be like a waking nightmare. Like because barbarians always spawn on spots of the map where no one has like active vision. So like basically where like no one's looking. And on an archipelago map where the AI isn't gonna have as many cities as it would have, and like isn't gonna station a unit on some random one tile island just to keep a lookout, there are gonna be a lot more barbarians, and the barbarians are gonna be spawning a veritable armada of galleys. And barbarian galleys in this game for some reason are like indestructible. Like you could ram into a galley with a frigate, like a ship of the line, and you'll still have like a 50-50 chance of even sinking the friggin' thing. It's nuts. So I'm gonna be turning barbarians off for this map. If you have a problem with that, deal. Cope and seethe, because I am not I am not dealing with that. Gonna leave. I think I'm gonna leave everything else um the same. Uh, I'll go with choose religion just for a little extra flavor. We'll see if that gives me a heart attack like 10 turns into the game when Isabella founds Christianity. I'm like, how the hell did she get theology that quickly? And then I realized, oh yeah, no, she just got polytheism and used that to found Christianity somehow. Um, yeah, again, everything the same. All these, no other setting is changed, and let us just jump right in. All right. Let us see our starting position. And it is bad. that is that is well, I mean it's not like well, let me just settle the city so we can get like a little yeah, that is um so we're settled at a Plains Hill, which is nice. We have a lake tile, which gives us one extra food over a coastal tile, which is nice. We have Plains Cow, which is all right. I don't know why I'm building a workboat because we have absolutely no seafood in our BFC here. Um, we have a wheat. We have a silk. That seems to be it. So I'm going to re-roll the map. I may re-roll it a couple times. Again, I want to try to not be as picky, but I think, um, yeah, I hope you will forgive me for not sticking with this one. Ooh, that is very nice. All right, I think we found the start. Um, we're starting with gold again. I think we started with gold in the Rome game. The benefits of re-rolling your starts indefinitely. But the big thing that catches my eye is all this clam. Excuse me. We got three sources of clam. That is a lot of food. And sure, we have a lot of coastal tiles, but not necessarily like a lot of land tiles. But that is a lot of that is very nice. We're gonna settle that to post haste. We will just start on a workboat. I will, yeah. Then bronze working. I don't really have anything else to be researching at the moment. There's another clam over here. There's some fish over here. Um, so, uh, obviously our game plan is going to be settle. Ooh, there's a cow. It's a plains cow, but still a cow. Going to be ooh, corn. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Game plan is obviously going to be settle a bunch of, excuse me, a bunch of islands. Um, one thing I didn't realize when I was making my intro I said that England doesn't have any like direct naval bonuses, and um, that is true. They don't have a naval unique unit. There's no like trait that improves naval combat or exploration or anything like that. But what there is England's starting technologies. They start with fishing and mining, and if you're planning on a naval focus game or like if you have a start that's like on the coast and your food is seafood, you're in the water. Those are basically like the two best techs to start with because fishing allows you to actually work water tiles. You can't even assign your assistants to work on like coastal and lake tiles unless you have fishing. And you can also build workboats and fishing boats. So like you can build workboats to improve these and actually have them do their job. And mining leads to bronze working, so you can like chop down the forest and get those boats out faster. Um, First thing I'm going to do though is just build a workboat raw, get one out, get one source of clam out, then use that extra food to boost the production of a worker, then have him probably chop out another boat or two. Ooh, there's some crab. Yeah, so you can see all these tiles have three commerce on them. If we were not playing a financial leader, they would just be 2 commerce. So it's a lot. It's a lot of extra money. It's a lot of extra science. Um, this might not be a bad spot for a city here. Uh, with the marble and the clam. There's not much else, so probably not a great spot. I think this would be a decent spot for a city. Sit on the Plains Hill, get the clam and the cow. Um, maybe like something down here, or maybe like here to get the corn in the lake. Probably also want something like right here to get this sheep and this fish. All right, there's our first boat. We're just gonna go right here and improve that. So now we have a nice 4 food tile. Now we're going to build a worker, and we'll get that guy out in 12 turns now that we have the extra food from the lamb contributing. And there we go. Like I just said, someone's going to found Christianity in the first, what is it, 10 turns? 11 turns. Yeah, turn 11, someone founded Christianity. Normally, without the choose religions option on, someone has to basically tech theology all the way the hell down here to found Christianity. Um, as like I mentioned last time, the religions founded is dependent on like the specific technology being researched. So normally polytheism would give you Hinduism, meditation would give you Buddhism, monotheism would give you Judaism, so on and so forth. But with choose religions, you can pick which religion to found. And the reason I like turning that on sometimes is because without it, basically the only religions you ever see in the game are Buddhism, Hinduism, and Judaism, because they're the ones that like it founded first, and they have like so many more turns to get spread around by the zealous AIs, and hardly anyone ever converts to like Christianity or Islam later in the game. Certain AIs do. Well, actually, I think most AIs have a like a preferred religion, but that only comes into play when choose religions is active, and that determines what religion they will choose to found with that option.
Seemly for a young man killed
We
in
have
battle,
bronze working.
lie mangled by the bronze spear.
No
City of
copper,
death, all things appear fair.
but that's fine because we didn't really need it. No, we'll wait. I think next thing I want to research. Let's go back to the beginning. We won't need agricultural and animal husbandry until we get our second cities out. Because we don't have any farming resources in our first city, and like the only farming resource we have is over here, which would be like our third city. Then we have the. All right, I'll just pick something so you'll shut up. Then we have the cow over here. So those aren't necessarily a priority. We could go for sailing right away to get lighthouses, which will give it extra food to all of our coastal tiles. Would also allow us to build the Great Lighthouse once we get down to masonry, which will give us 2 extra trade routes in all coastal cities, which is massive. We definitely want to prioritize that. We can also build the Moai statues, which will give +1 production to all coastal tiles. But that can only be built in one city. I think we'll definitely build it in London because it has a lot of them. But come on, there we go. If we had stone, we could build that a lot faster. It's also fairly expensive. It's more expensive than the Grey Lighthouse. Well, not if you take into account the fact that you need to build a lighthouse first. But yeah, we could build a galley to start sailing around and exploring, and also settling. And actually, I might just do that. I might be somewhat of an unconventional next pick. I would usually go just like straight to pottery, and then probably writing, and then pick up some other stuff along the way. But I cannot deny that the benefit of the lighthouse and the galley would be are too good to pass up, basically. or at least too good to deprioritize. We can um, pick up those other bonuses later. Like I said, we don't need agriculture and animal husbandry until we settle. Oh, there's some copper up there, so we do have a little bit within reach, but we don't need farms and pastures until we start expanding. So we can delay that because we need to finish building. I need to finish building the worker, and then we would need to build a settler. Actually, I would need, think I would need to wait for London to grow, and then I could build a settler. Pretty sure that's how it works. Wow, this is like one long snaky island. I've never seen this before in an archipelago map. Then again, I haven't necessarily played a lot of archipelago maps since before. Um, so I can't say, but yeah, interesting. Usually it's like like usually it's a lot of like small, medium-sized islands, but yeah. So chop out. I think we'll chop out another boat, another workboat. Excuse me. Then I'll chop out a settler. Here we go.
You can't direct the
Sailing.
wind, but you can
All right,
adjust
now that
the
we
sail.
have sailing, I think now I will go for pottery, so we can get the granaries and the cottages. Cottages will be a lot less important this game than they will be normally because we will have the Great Lighthouse, which will give us a lot of trade routes, which is a lot of extra commerce, and we'll also have a bunch of killer coastal tiles that will give us a bunch better yields than a basic cottage on a grassland tile will give us. Um, I think after we go to pottery, um, I think I want to go masonry next because I want to get the Great Lighthouse as soon as possible. Um, and do I want to go masonry first before? I think the extra growth from the granary is going to be more important than. Is it really though? Hmm. Actually, no. I shouldn't necessarily. Well, it's gonna be a while before we even like start building the Great Lighthouse anyway. Um, so, oh, it's tough, 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 tough. Um, uh, no, no. All right, I think I'd feel better if we went for masonry first, then go for pottery, and then as a uh, consolation, we will immediately go for writing after pottery. Then I think I'll pick up agriculture and animal husbandry, so we can, uh, improve those food resources. Because at least with this city, we can delay the cow because it'll have the clam to work, and we can like look around and settle. Uh, I think by the time I settle a third city, I will have at least agriculture online. Judaism was founded, which likely means that someone who would normally found Christianity founded the next religion. To no, that's yeah. Improve that as well. Um, yeah, be nice having two really good high food, high commerce tiles right off the Ripski. Now we will now I'll build the settler. Guess it doesn't matter. Might as well pick up the extra commerce. Yeah, while I'm at it. Um, no, more money. Thank you. And once that's done, I will switch into slavery and probably start whipping stuff out instead of just chopping it.
It
All
is
right.
from their
There's
foes,
masonry, so
not
once
their
we build
friends, that cities
a
learn the
lighthouse, we can
lesson
start
of
building the
building
Great
without
Lighthouse.
walls.
Um, we want that up as soon as possible because the AI also really likes that wonder. So there will be some stiff competition for it. but no, there's Hinduism. Don't really have anything else I've just got to do, so just keep chopping, I guess. Alright, there's the wheel. Actually, what I could do is start roading to the other, roading to the next city location. Yeah. Oh, he suggested I build a city here. Hopefully, that's a good sign. And now I will start the lighthouse, I think, but not before I switch into unpaid labor, shall we say. Um,
Let's get moving.
Here in York, I think also build a workboat. Yeah, get that out ASAP. Can clear that. Nope. Yeah, we don't necessarily need to road our cities together all that much because they will uh, connect to each other via the sea now that we have sailing. You can see we have a trade route between York and London already. It would just be like for moving units around, but
Hath not
very
the potter
nice.
power over the clay to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
There's pottery, so we can start building granaries and cottages. I can also queue up a worker in here. Nope. Wrong. Forgot you have to click shift. Shift click to like add something after we already making. So at least we are alone on this very large landmass. We have some luxuries. We have our gold over here. We have some silk and some incense. Um, we won't get to those for a while, but like we also probably won't settle over there in a while either. Like we won't have the tech for them for a while, but we also like probably won't settle over there for a while either. So yeah, we don't have any direct land neighbors, which was the hope for a naval focused map like this. That food will shave an extra turn off of that worker, and I think I'll chop out this lighthouse. I really want that extra, both the extra food and to start working on the gray lighthouse as soon as possible. I don't think I'm gonna whip London for it. I like the extra tiles being worked.
O
Uh,
farmers, pray that your
like the extra
summers are
hammers
wet
from working
and your winters
tiles to build the great lighthouse faster. Speaking of which, we will just do the 49 turns. Good grief. Can we? It'll be a bit before we finish that. Stonehenge has been built. That's okay. I don't really care about Stonehenge, even though we are England. Um, I think I'll just chop out the lighthouse. We now have animal husbandry before we have our third city yet, so yeah, that was the way. It does seem to have paid off for us. What to do next? Should we go for monarchy? For the happiness from divine right. I think once York grows big enough. Oh, we met Ethiopia. The AI likes to use workboats as like exploratory vessels because you can get workboats. You unlock workboats before you unlock galleys. And they have the same movement speed, so I think they're cheaper as well. Uh, Workboats were 30 hammers. I think galleys are probably like 40. Galleys are 50. Yeah, so workboats are cheaper. They're a little earlier. They move just as fast. The 2 movement per turn. Oh, and there's the Zulu. Did they found Judaism? How did we first discover? Yeah. don't know. Yes, he did. Okay, you can see by the little star on the star on the icon that he did, in fact, found it. Oh, there's some furs down here too. I don't think it'd be. Well, maybe it would be. I don't think it'd be worth settling a city all the way down there for just those. Maybe it would if we're having happiness problems.
Meditation brings
And there
wisdom.
might be some
Lack of
food down there.
meditation leaves ignorance.
That's a
Know
lot of fur.
well what leads you forward and what holds you
There's
back.
also a lot of completely worthless tiles as well. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Um, yeah, are off to a little bit of a slow
The
start.
Lord bless you and keep you.
Because I'm
The Lord
prioritizing the
make his
Great
face to
Lighthouse
shine upon you and be
over
gracious to you.
expansion,
The Lord lift up his
which
countenance upon
hopefully
you
won't come back
and
to
give you
bite me
peace.
in the butt. But yeah, London's unhappy now. Because they want a unit, so I'm gonna just whip out a warrior for them. Keep them placated. Keep the happiness at bay for now while we finish the lighthouse. Um, Great wall has been built. No concern of mine. Do I want to build a library in here, or do I want to start on another settler? I think I want to start on another settler. Then I'll do the library. I want the borders to expand here in York. And obviously we want the science as well. We have the granary in York, which means whips will be a little better. In as much as we will like recover population from whipping faster. It does not like directly affect the whip yields themselves. All right. Let's just see if there's any like there's like seafood over here, like on like one of these two tiles, and I'll settle here. Um, if let's see, hold on. If I settle here, actually, yeah, I think I'll just settle here regardless because they're less like bad tiles. If I settle over here, I'll get an extra tundra and an extra ice, both of which are worthless. And over here, I get like some extra coastal tiles, which are, even though they're not like they don't give, they don't have any extra food, they're still better than these two. Yeah, still think this is better because we get more coastal tiles to work. Um, I will start with the granary. So yeah, why don't you build a worker for Nottingham, then do the lighthouse, then do the library. Can you whip? Yes, you can. All right, we'll whip out the Great Lighthouse in London. That will get us the Great Lighthouse next turn. And let's see, we're making 31 science per turn. Basically like three. This will give us 2 extra trade routes in every single one of our coastal cities. And since we're on an archipelago map, pretty much all of our cities will be coastal. I think as a matter of fact, all of our cities will be coastal, so we will get 2 extra trade routes in every single city. That is a lot of extra commerce.
A multitude of rulers is not a good thing. Let there be one ruler.
Here we go. The
one
Great
king.
Lighthouse. I think I mentioned this, might have even been in the Civ 3 series as England. But this game is the only game in the 4 that we'll be playing for the Metaseries where the Great Lighthouse does not give a bonus to ship movement. Like, it doesn't make your ships move faster. It does in Civ 3, does in Civ 5, and it does in Civ 6. And also does it in Humankind, which is a sort of similar sister game to Civ 5 that I do not intend to play for this series. As for what's next, I think we'll go metal casting next. Both for forges and such, but also for the Colossus. Definitely want a granary in London. Yeah. Alright, we also got hereditary rule, so we can keep our citizens happy by just piling on the military units. I think I'm actually going to approve this fish instead of that clan, because even though it's outside of London's like workable range, it will be in range of this city, and it will also give us an extra health, um, which I think is more important. I think London's growing uh, fast enough with its two fishing boats as it is. And if need be, we can just build another workboat. Yeah, the one downside of archipelago maps is that you run out of worker jobs really quickly. um, I guess that does mean you just need fewer workers to effectively improve your land. I'm gonna build a farm here so that once we get to civil service, it will irrigate that corn tile. Um, also, there's not much else to build on plains tiles at this point in the game. Temple of Artemis has been built. That's fine. It's not very good in this game. I used to think Temple of Artemis was like underrated because it gives like double yields to trade routes, but I found out that it only gives that double yield to trade routes in the city it's in,
And them that take the
which
sword
I
shall
guess is like
perish
fair
by
from
the
a
sword.
balancing perspective, but like you know, there's a building like not too much later in the game that just like does that for free. And you can build that in every city, so it's whatever. I think I want to go for calendar next. Actually, no compass, so we can get the harbors. It'll both increase our trade route yield and give us more um, health from our seafood. This first galley I'm building, I am going to reserve for exploration. Um, all subsequent galleys will be built for the purpose of settlement, like for carrying settlers.
You should hammer your iron when it is glowing hot.
I think we have any iron in our immediate borders either. Any on this landmass? Nope. No iron either on our homeland. Yeah, there goes the Oracle. Wouldn't have got it anyway. Um, so yeah, one of the perks of the Great Lighthouse is that since it gives you so much extra commerce for each city, gives you two free trade routes for every single coastal city. Um, any like cities you found while it's in effect, basically like pay for themselves, like the extra maintenance, like they get back from the extra trade routes you get. Um, it's great. Um, they don't call it the Great Lighthouse for nothing. um, yeah, so we can be a lot more loosey goosey with our settlements. Oh, Zara founded Islam. Um, wonder, just out of curiosity, what his, because I think he was, well, yeah, Ethiopia was like a Christian nation. It was the longest time was like the only Christian nation in Egypt. Like, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Uh, yeah, Christianity. So, um, I'm guessing the person who founded Christianity was Isabella, because she starts with mysticism and sailing, I think, are her starting texts. So she has kind of a bonus, especially on a map like this, towards getting the first religious tech. And her preferred religion is Christianity. So if, when she has the choice, she will pick Christianity to found. Um, so uh, I'm willing to bet it's her. I'll trade alphabet for metal casting. I think that's fine.
Words have the power to both destroy and heal.
And
When
words
words
are
are
both
both
true
true
and
and
kind.
kind, they
They
can
can
change
change our
our world.
world. Sorry, I just like that quote. Um, uh, these galleys can only hold two units each, so I like to fill them up with a worker and a settler each. I just realized I didn't need to build a settler here in London. I could just, given this boat, this worker that was already in London, but whatever. Um, like to put like one settler and one worker in them so that the you can then found the city and then already have it building its improving the land tiles. I would like to build the Moai statues here in London. But thankfully they're a national wonder, so I'm not like going to be competing with other AIs for it. But I think I would like to build a forge first, so we can get some extra hammers, and also some extra happiness from the gold. Excuse me. I'm looking for like spots that have food readily available, so we don't have to wait for border pops. Um, this would be all right. Yeah, that would be an all right city. It's got a lot of tundra, but two of the tundra tiles are hills, which is better than flat tundra, and the other two have woods on it. Um, Over here, you could put one like right here on the floodplains with the clam. Get a lot of extra commerce in the city. Um, Probably put one like over here as well. Get like a little mini meme canal with the gold, because yeah, this city won't get the gold. But this city will have you necessarily put it there. Um, uh, is there a way I can get both of those? Yeah. So I want to put the city here then, so I can get both the clam and the gold. Um, and maybe I can put a city here. I can share this clam with London. Um, no food up here, but I should probably put a city somewhere up here. Nevertheless, um, that could be like a later game uh, settlement. As like we can plop that down like later on when we just need to hold down that land. These things immediately start improving the pasture. Start working on a granary, please. Don't have a lot of hammers to start with, but don't have a lot of hammers full stop, but does have this fish already improved, so it is already growing splendidly. I think Zulu started on this landmass because I saw one of their scouts like wandering around. I don't think the AI like embarks and then disembarks scouts to explore land masses. I could be wrong. I don't think that's a thing that they do. Yeah, just start biddling settlers. Building settlers. Let's see, what do we want to do next? Maybe just go right for civil service, so we can get the irrigation up. Maybe for currency for the extra trade route, get even more money. Um, Dakota laws for the courthouse. Um, hmm, I think currency, then Coda laws, then civil service. Um, Once we discover the other AI's cities, then our cities can start sending trade routes to theirs, and we will make more money because international trade routes are more lucrative than internal ones. Uh, Having a forge in London would also be nice. It's also good because we could build the Colossus in it, and we would need the you need to build a forge before you build the Colossus. Um, Hold on. I can see who has, I believe the metal casting. So out of the people I know, yeah, only Zara has metal casting. That's because I gave it to him. So should probably start building Colossus first. So we'll actually have competition for it. Um, Whereas with the Moai statues, um, just because like either way it'll take us 30 turns to build it, and I don't necessarily trust that will build the Moai statues. Like we'll finish the Moai statues before someone else builds the Colossus. Um, we might have even finished the Colossus. Someone else might still beat us to it, but even in that eventuality, we will at least get some fail gold, which is nice. I was like, I had a worker here. Where'd he go? Oh, he didn't leave. Before he went nowhere. Oh, didn't realize we were taking at 80% speed. I was so focused on expansion that I kind of got lost there. Um, we need a worker for this boat. You two. Yeah, there's the Zulu. They are on this landmass, just like a lot of like long, snaky landmasses. I only ever played one. Yeah, I played one archipelago map in Civ 4 before, and that was a while ago. That was FDR of America, I think, because he's got some good bonuses of his own for like an archipelago map. I also saw we have some iron down here and some iron over here. Um, Neither of which is close to a good food source, but it does give at least some incentive for something down here. We also have some copper over here, but again, not really close to any like good source of food. So those might be like crappy lake game cities. Oh, someone gave us Confucianism. Oh, Frederick did. Somehow. We'll wait a little bit. Where'd that even pop? I don't even see it. Is it actually in one of our cities? In Hastings. How did you get it? Where even is Frederick? Like, how did his religion like pop up over here? I don't even know where he is. Like, how did it not appear in London or York or Nottingham or something? So weird. I don't get the religion spreading mechanics in this game. Also would like to settle a city like right here, maybe here. Well, this city will get the silks, so could put that city there to get the incense. Um, like another city here-ish. I wouldn't have any food in its first ring. Like one city there to get that cow, and like another city here to get the crab, excuse me, actually maybe here, so we can get that Plains Hill, the first ring. I also want to settle a city like somewhere over here. I'll just put there for now to get that iron. I think iron is needed for like one of the like game ships, like frigates or man of wars or something. Not that those will be like strictly necessary, but it will be helpful. Oh, we got a great merchant. I think that's from the Great Lighthouse. Gave us free merchant points. We'll just pop the Golden Age. And I think I'll use, well, maybe not. Don't necessarily want to anger Zara and Shaka by converting to Frederick's religion. Especially considering I can't imagine Frederick's going to be very popular. I might want to build a city up here to get the copper. Even if it makes Shaka mad, we can just defend ourselves. Yeah, Shaka's like over here, and he's, excuse me, we'd be settling over here, so we would like be connected to him by land, but we wouldn't necessarily be very close to him. Did I pick up calendar yet? I haven't queued it up at all. That was smart. Oh, and I did calendar before we do civil service.
To bring about the rule of righteousness in the land, so that
Ooh,
the
and there's some
strong
pig there
should not
too.
harm
Nice.
the weak.
No seafood, but we do have the corn and the pig, which is nice. Eve Erickson, a great merchant. Yeah, sure. Coventry. Promise I won't do like a terrible English accent too many times over the course of this meta-series. Um, I don't think I've really done it like much at all. Uh, you um oh, there's Frederick. Uh, Still does explain why Hastings was the only one to get seemingly to get it like seemingly got it like as soon as he founded it too, which is weird. Um, like I said, I don't know how religion spreading works in this game. It's very bizarre. Doesn't make any sense. This
For
calendar.
everything there is a season,
So once we
and a
get
time
cities over
for every
here, we can
purpose
actually like
under heaven.
improve those luxuries. And we get access to the mausoleum of Halicarnassus, or Mausolus as it's called in this game. Um, so that's so like derogatorily. Yeah, there's Munich. Um, let's hope he doesn't. Maybe it would be good to convert to Confucianism so Frederick doesn't attack us because he's a lot closer to us than Shaga is. Um, it's just a shame that our golden age is over. So we can't like cleanly do it. Um, yeah. Hunting for meditation, sure. There is the Colossus. There we go.
If you chase true
I didn't
happiness,
mention what it does,
lose them both.
but what it does is that it gives +1 gold to every single water tile in every single city. So it's basically like we doubled our financial bonus. So now all these tiles are giving us 4 commerce each. So we are making buku money. Just oodles and oodles and oodles of moolah. I will definitely build a harbor in London next because it is actually maybe I should do the Moai statues instead because yeah, I could just whip it out and then we can uh, get the harbor. Kraus in York. Order. Order. Right, I said once that was done, I would end the episode, and here I am not ending the episode. Alright. Once this turn is done, I promise I'll end the episode. Yeah, start building a settler so you don't grow into unhappiness again. Alright. Now that the turn is done, I will end the episode here. So, if you liked what you see, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But doing all those things tells the magical YouTube algorithm gods that you like what I do and you want other people to see it. The more people that see it, the closer I get to being able to do this full time. Um, Also, recently, as I'm recording this, the channel hit 70 subscribers, which isn't necessarily a huge milestone compared to some other channels out there. But I was thinking that once we hit 75, I'll do like a special little celebratory video for the channel. So, for those of you who made it this far, why don't you leave a comment on the video telling me what you would like to see for that special milestone video. Throw some ideas at me. I have some ideas of my own, and when the time comes, I'll make a separate video where you all can vote on it. So something to keep in mind. Once we hit 75 subscribers, we'll do a special milestone video, and I think I'll do something other than. Obviously, we won't be like doing something that's part of the meta series. It'll be its own video. So I might play a different game for it just to spice things up a little bit. Yeah, so we'll see. Uh, with all that out of the way, as always, be good, stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.